know, you go somewhere like, where's going? Well, don't know where. Like growing up. He's going to where? You know, it wasn't. He's going to mum and dad's. We had the most beautifulest upbringing. We were brought up in Christ. We were brought up in church. Obviously, this home plays a big part in both of our lives.
Yeah.
So this home that we're in right now is our grandmother's. So we were brought up by our grandparents, not so much by our mum and our dad. For me, it was beautiful. Culture played a big part. We're full-blooded Cook Island. Our grandfather's French Tahitian. Our grandmother was brought up in Rarotonga. So obviously our mum is from Rarotonga and our dad is from Meitaki. We were brought up in so much love, so much protection that I think that's probably, for me, I didn't learn about things until teenage years.
I had a different upbringing. Two sister. My upbringing was, well, and way different. Like, I just think it was the same as in cultural growing up, family, but then being different age group, I feel like there was like that's the only difference between me and sister is the age group. But my upbringing for me was a little bit difficult. I think I was about 7 or 8. I experienced sexual things that happened towards me. At a young age, I didn't really know what had been done to me was it normal. So getting older and older, it was creating a monster inside of me. The memories wouldn't go, so I started drinking and smoking those a lot more. Weed was my go-to. I started meth at a young age as well, but meth was too expensive at the time. I was 14 when I first started meth. I knew that at that time meth could help me, but just not having the money for it was hard. So I had to resort to just alcohol and smoking weed and partying. So getting a little bit older, coming into 18, 19, I ended up getting into a relationship, which was with my kid's mother at the time. I took my trauma with me into the relationship. So my relationship with my kid's mother was quite toxic. My parents took it into where it was a good idea to take on board my babies. Once that happened, I pretty much was dead inside myself. Meth intake just went out sky high. Started losing myself. Started losing my family. I didn't realize being touched at a young age what it affected me in the long run. I couldn't really even tell my parents about, or my sister about what was happening with me. I just wanted to tell them every day. But I just guess if you go through something like that, it's so hard to tell someone. And then while I was smoking, I didn't think it was good enough to tell anyone who believes a crackhead. I always used to say soulless, empty. Meth intake just went. I just really completely went like lost myself. I dug myself too deep. But I wanted to change. Come to 2022, wanted to change.
Siblings in the Polynesian world
Don't talk at all.
Don't do that.
That's what I seen too growing up. I try to experience like things where I find out from cousins, like who did they go and tell their problems to? We could tell each other like, as cousins, But you know, we were like, fuck, I want to go to my sister. I want to, and I'll be the same. Like, I want to go to my sister in there, but you know, it was just hard at the times with the age gap. Me not knowing my brother and sister, me having what I've been through. I'm not gonna just tell them that at the time. I had like made up scenarios in my head before, wanting to tell them, are they gonna blame me? Like, if I told them this, what is the scenario gonna be like?
Like I had this big wall up that he couldn't get through.
I couldn't get through
He
it.
couldn't get around it, he couldn't get over it, and he couldn't get through it. And I literally left it there, openly left it there too. So like for me, when I look back, not only was my lack of understanding, I didn't know why. My question was why are you behaving? Why are you doing it? Why do you keep lying? Why do you keep going back to these people when we're here? Like, you know, we're your family, but you keep going back over there. And I didn't know what had happened to brother until last year when he came home.
Our relationship
is way better.
Unbreakable, yeah. Because we have an understanding of each other now.
That's it.
I don't need to hide nothing from her.
Yeah.
And I guess if I know if I do, then I know the repercussions of.
I'll fucking find out.
Yeah. And you know, this what I'm feeling with my family, cause is the bestest feeling that any man that's gone through what I've been through can feel.
And there's a truth, like you can heal. You can get past shit. You can have a sister that can break her wall down to accept that your brother has had trauma, and
you're just accepting in each other, you know,
trust, you know. Listening to the story and not putting my own scenarios in there, not putting your own scenario as a non-meth family member or whatever you want to be called, and then also the accepting that my brother needed help, accepting that he had the trauma in his life, accepting that no one knew about it, and accepting that I shut him out. Love openly. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed of your sibling, because they need to know that someone's there. Because if you're not there and your mum and dad aren't there, who is? So you're definitely accepting with an open heart and with an open mind. And then from then, you know, because it doesn't stop there, it's keeping that consistent relationship. Because there's lots of times where I can only imagine brother will be like, you know, something's triggered and boom, I'll be like, oh, where did he go? You know, but I've accepted that he's going to have triggers. You know what I mean? Because he's not going to be perfect every day. And there will be things that come up in his everyday life. It's just, I'm there. I'm right here, you know, right by his side. And he knows that. And that was my promise to my brothers, that I'd never leave him again. I gave him the opportunity to be home and heal.
Yeah, and this is where I wanted to be. I've been wanting to come home for a very long time. And so coming home, I had to really think, this is my grandparents' home. I can't be doing the dumb things that I'm doing out there and bring it home. Because this is my last, and it was my last straw.
Love does prevail, and it will bring you back, and you will, you know, you'll be back together again. And that's probably the biggest special thing about all of this, is that I got my brother back.